So behind me, it's another Amazon listing that we reported to Amazon for infringing upon our copyrights. When you have a hot sellers on Amazon's, regardless if you have a brand registry, in this case, the seller not only steal our images, and all these images are studio quality images, but also they download our video and repost that to their listings. So let me show you what steps we have taken to take down the listings and report that to Amazon. And also other steps that we can take to prepare you for a situation like this. So don't go away. First steps, I think every seller that want to protect their copyrights and when they have the situation like this is to record the evidence. I personally use OBS software and to record just the videos right now because Amazon's already taken down the page, so it's just a doc page. But before that, so that's exactly the reason why you need to do is to record the page and keep that as evidence that the seller or the business has infringed upon your copyrights. Okay. So once you have done that, and then you can report the incident to Amazon. Before you doing that, you have to decide what copyrights, what IP has the seller violated. They're basically copyright and trademarks and patent. A lot of cases, I think, seller against other seller is probably falling to trademark and copyright, right? Okay. There are confusions among sellers. If I sell the same product, will that be copyright or would that be trademark? Well, that listing has to be under your IP. So which basically means that you have to have a brand, a trademark brand for that listing. If that's the case, then if other sellers sell the same product, it may be trademark. And that's, you can actually find on this page here. If your trademark is being used on the product detail page, but the product being sold is not your product, you may report use of the trademark on the product detail page as infringing. So Amazon gave you the leeway to report other seller on the same listing. But in our case, it is images basically still stolen from our listings, and then videos being downloaded and reposted. So that's a clear violation of copyright. Okay, so if you have decided that which infringement you want to report, and then go to the brand register page and locate that ASINs, not your ASINs, but the ASIN that seller created with copyright, with infringement contents on it. So that was the second steps that you want to do. There isn't so much you can do about that because according to the Amazon and IP for page for rights owner page, if the seller does alter the contents, for example, they're taking down the contents, taking down the video, taking down the images, and redraft their titles and descriptions, that actually can be a very legitimate listing, and Amazon won't do anything about it, and Amazon will not do anything about that. So, and then this falls down to the responsibility of the seller is you have to constantly crochet the listings. So, but here's a little trick. Most time I've found other sellers infringe upon our listing is they are pretty much using our own title, because title is probably the easiest to copy, right? So with that said, you can find the phrase, the keywords phrase. You can find the keywords phrase or keywords in your title and constantly check that on Amazon. And then that will pretty much shows the relevant listings. Usually these listings have a chance of infringing upon your copyrights, right? So keep a table of important phrases of your most important product listings, and that will probably and constantly monitor that, and that will probably take care of who do you want to report. And third, because in our cases that we have the seller not only steal our images but also steal our videos too, right? How do you do with that? I'm hesitating on putting my logos on the videos, but in this case here, I think how do I make that harder for the sellers? And I will probably put a logos, just the tiny logos on my videos. It'll actually serve another purpose. If the other seller download your video and cover that logo with whatever they want to, either with a background or a very minuscule patch or whatever, that actually constitute intentional infringement, right? Because you are essentially patched up other people's logos in the videos. So I think actually that's another very legitimate reason that I want to put a small tiny logos into my video. And the fourth is you can't really take in defense on everything. The seller will always pop up. If not seller A or seller B will probably pop up and do the same thing too. You have to up the games. So I think the most important of this lesson that we learn is that how do you up your game and to have other seller copy you, and you always lead in this industry, and that's innovations. So with that, I think that's the lessons that I want to have other sellers to take away. And it's not only looking at the preventive measure you take, but also look at what innovation can you up your game so other sellers always behind. All right, so with that, thank you very much, and I hope you learned something from this video and how to handle copyright infringement on Amazon.